In this video, we're going to be teaching you how to do home plate repair on either the catcher's box or the batter's boxes. So when coming up to the plate, you can see the wear spots from the catchers. And the first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and grab your steel rake and just go ahead and rake off all clumps and excess dirt. And just go ahead and pile those up off to the side and out of your way. Now after raking off all clumps of the areas that you're going to fix, go ahead and grab your whisk broom and just begin to broom off any dust or conditioner that might be left behind from your rake job. As you can see, here's a nice clean view of the catcher's area. Keep in mind that you may need to sweep off the entire home plate area in regards to the catcher's box and batter's boxes. That way you can see any clay spots that need to be repaired that you might have missed earlier. Now after sweeping off the catcher's area like this, go ahead and grab your hose. What you're going to want to do is get some nice moisture into that clay area that you're about to fix. As you can see here, the reason to do this is that way when we lay down the new clay, it gives it a nice moist base to stick to. The next step after spraying clay areas with the hose is to get down and go ahead and scrape those areas with your scratcher, being sure to get nice and deep. That way it gives it a great bonding point. As you can see, we have our employee here, Artie, getting down in there, making sure to scratch out all of the areas that he's going to be fixing. After the clay spots that you're about to repair have been scratched, go ahead and grab your heel topper clay. And what we like to do here is grab handful by handful of clay to put into the areas that you're going to be fixing. The reason we like to do this is to avoid any excess clay on spots that do not need to be repaired and to avoid high spots from that excess clay. After adding the clay to the spots that you're going to be fixing, one easy step is to go ahead and smooth out that clay by hand. That way it makes it more level for the process in which is to follow after this. After the clay has been smoothed out, go ahead and grab your tamp. We love to use the baby tamp here to provide more of a solid compaction between that old material and new material. So go ahead and just tamp progressively. As you can see, he's working his way around the clay. And you can see the difference from tamped versus untamped. Be sure to apply solid force. That way you have a nice solid compaction. The next step is to go ahead and grab that steel rake. And what you're going to want to do here is be sure to get down almost eye level with the clay that you had just added, as well as the rest of home plate. And be sure to scrape down any high spots. That way the clay and the entire area is level with the rest of home plate. You can get a great shot of that here. Now after you have leveled out the entire area in which you were working on, go ahead and gather all that excess material and just pile it up off to the side to be scooped up with your scoop shovel. Go ahead and grab your scoop shovel and scrape off all that excess material that we had piled up earlier, as well as the pile we had made after scraping down the catcher's area. One key point to remember here is to always have your wheelbarrow parked on the dirt to avoid any conditioner or dirt spills into the grass.
The next step is to go ahead and grab your small particle conditioner, which we use on home plates as well as mounds. Go ahead and pile that up in the middle of home plate and start by throwing it inward, standing on the grass edge towards home plate to avoid any conditioner getting into the grass or any unwanted areas, as you can see our employee Artie is doing here.
The final step of this process is to go ahead and drag out home plate with your hand drag. One key thing to remember here is if you need more of an even distribution of the conditioner, to go ahead and drag in 3 different directions, starting from east to west, north to south, but just be sure to finish up by dragging from the center of home plate, working outward. And finally, when pulling up the drag, you're going to want to go ahead and progressively fan it. So start by slowly picking it up, making sure that conditioner is still evenly spread, and be sure to do this in the front of home plate. The reason being is when we drag either that day or the next day, the drag will go right through in front of home plate, making sure that conditioner is evenly spread throughout the baselines as well as home plate.